started out right away swapping a few things in the house around for Halloween for fall. It's going to take a while and I'm not going to do it super fast. Come here, Morris. Anyway, I had to walk to the garage once and Morris was like, "Where's my food, Mom?" We are out of one of the two dry chows we mixed together. They got the high test this morning. They got only the stuff they really probably want. So, yeah. Hi, statue. Leg warmer. Sweet boy. There you go. Good morning. You got a cobweb on you. Let me clear that off. I'm going to go finish my coffee and then I'll come back out and do the water and do the rest of the stuff. Yeah, I just don't want Morris to have to wait any longer. It does feel nice out here on the front porch this morning. It does. There's a breeze and there's just a little chill in the breeze. It's nice. It's very nice. About the only thing I didn't get done yesterday was planting a couple of things in the ground that I wanted to do. And the main reason for that was I ran out of time and I had so many mosquito bites in the morning. I just couldn't psych myself up to go out there and subject myself to that again. So we'll see. Maybe today. Hi, Gray. Hi, hi. Hello, sweet girl. Here you go. There you go. Good girl. Good girl. I gave her a Halloween blanket this morning. Came in and put that up there. It's nice and soft for her. It's one of the blankets she and Johnny had in here before. I'm going to make Dawn a chaffle, bacon and egg, cheese, and Vidalia onion breakfast. So I am out of my stash of onions in the refrigerator. Boy, does the house smell good. At least if you like onion. Smells really good. Hi, nighttime. 2 open-faced chaffle sandwiches with a side of bacon for Dawn. Well, happy day 3000.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not sure I could have foreseen that we would still be here on day 3000, but if you'd have asked me back in 2017, yeah, if you'd have asked, well, God, yeah, Don.
Well, I mean, there's no doubt that when we bought Ruby, we said we're going to drive her till the wheels fall off.
We did. That was the initial thing we said. That's right. I wouldn't have said absolutely not. I won't still be making videos at day 3000. No. You know, there are people that are thinkers and there are people that are doers. Yeah. And I'm a doer. I'm a get her done. I'm a workhorse.
Yeah, that's right. My girl is in for the long haul.
Yeah, well, I couldn't do it without you, though, because I want you to know that behind the scenes, Dawn has never asked me to stop filming.
Yeah.
And he films for me all the time slight occasional reminders, but often on his own.
Yeah.
He helps me, been doing a really good job at helping me generate interesting content because it has been harder since I've been out of the school routine and not driving every day to downtown Raleigh to get Tesla specific content. Right. There's no shortage of cats, Legos, Dawn's projects, and other interesting things, but the Tesla side is, well, that we can't control when we get software updates or what car we're getting them on, and that has frustrated me from time to time. Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, well, we wanted to do something special for day 3000, and we've always been wanting to take a trip to see Mr. Maple.
He said we. I know I have.
Let me rephrase that. Mary Ann's talked about taking a trip to see Mr. Maple, and tomorrow, which is technically day 3001, they're having an open house in
Flat Rock, North Carolina, which is essentially south of Asheville.
Yes. So Mary Ann said, well, why don't we go see if, why don't we go? And I said, sure, I'm not opposed to that, but we don't know how long it's going to take. And even though Tesla does a good job with online trip planner, and there's better trip planner, it's just easier to go out to the car. Besides that, it's day 3000, so we're going to do our trip planning here in Ruby.
Well, we needed Tesla content today, so we're sitting in the Tesla.
Planning tomorrow's trip.
Exactly.
For the next 3000.
Well, but that's important stuff.
Videos. That's right.
Yeah. So, first off, I'm going to say that we I think the word I want to use is we have spared you all of the rigmarole to figure out what we're going to do, but we're basically going to do exactly what I thought we were going to do.
Well, we tried a couple different angles.
We did.
We did what ifs. We played a lot of what ifs out here.
So here's what it looks like. We leave home, go through Greensboro like always, hop down through UNCC area just north of Charlotte on I-85, go into downtown and then pick up, I guess this is
85?
It's 85. It's also mirrors 70.
40?
It mirrors 74 West. Yeah, I don't know.
No, yeah.
Anyway, we're going to go west out of Charlotte. I don't think it's 85 up into Gastonia, and then 85 takes off and it continues on.
Right.
And I think it's basically 74 West at that point.
Okay.
So now Don and Johnny have spent, and me too, have spent time down here near Gastonia at robot events. We're familiar up to this area.
And that's
we have
easy on, easy off.
That's easy, right? We have not done this rest of the trip, which is basically to someplace called Hendersonville. And oh, by the way, Hendersonville has a supercharger.
That's right.
But it's when I looked in the house, it was a 4-hour and 5-minute drive, and it was just slightly over 200 miles or something like that, 200, 230, something like that. But as you can see here, and I'm going to put up a picture because it'll be easier to see. It's about a 10-hour and 8-minute trip. That's counting supercharging stops, but not time on the ground at Mr. Maple or time on the ground to visit with Johnny. So I'm basically going to say, hey, Johnny, we're coming past your apartment complex. Approximately 5 p.m. We'd like to stop in for a few minutes and say hi, and Mom can drop off or pick up anything. We can help you with any short thing that you need help with. I'm not going to go past Johnny and not go see Johnny, right? There's just no way that's happening. So at least if he'd like us to stop by, I'll ask. But I don't know. Did I leave anything out that you want to add now?
No, I think that's it. So we tried to see if we could spend more time at Johnny's if I supercharged at Mallard Creek, but it just didn't work out.
Right. We put in, so the things that we played with were, we have put in Salisbury and Gastonia here at the top. And then it's done Gastonia and Thomasville on the way back out, which is perfect because we know all of these superchargers are easy on, easy off, and we're familiar with them.
Yeah, the only thing a little concerning is getting to Thomasville at 10%. And I guess you could argue getting back to Gastonia from Gastonia. So it's very possible we'll spend a little bit longer here because 10% margin of error isn't a great, margin of error.
Sure. But this is roughly, we know we can make it from Gastonia to Gastonia through Mr. Maple. It's just how long are we going to charge in Gastonia? We'll probably charge until this return says 20%.
Yeah, something. I would want to have a little bit more cushion.
In 5 to 10 minutes will be more than this. We'll be there. And this is all estimates, and it depends on if we do 80 or 75 or with the headwind. There's so many things that can change it a little bit. I want you to all know I gave Don the choice of which car. I just assumed he was going to want to take Robot until I remembered Ruby has free supercharging. And well, it all started with Ruby, and Ruby's really the more comfortable trip car. So no doubt it would be a little more efficient, a little faster in Robot. So what did you do there?
I was going to set the charging percentage, but it's
the arrival percentage or something.
Yeah,
there's
out.
Yeah, one of our friends is like, why aren't you doing that? And I'm like, well, this just really makes sense to me. I just look at the screen until it says the arrival's what I want it to be before I leave that supercharger stop, and then it's all good.
Right. Well, the key thing is this one doesn't matter. If this one drops down and says we're going to get home at 2%, I wouldn't worry. In other words, on the road, we would leave. Nowhere are we going to leave that we're going to arrive at the next charger or destination at less than 10%. So 15 to 20%. Because we're not, there's no reason to risk it. So,
we're not Kyle.
We're not Kyle. That's right. So sometimes when you go, especially we're going to be over there in the mountains, sometimes although I have to say Tesla's estimations are really good, but just allowing for it to be off, if this one would make me nervous if it dropped too much, and this one would make me a little nervous. Although I could bail from Gastonia to Tomsville.
Oh, there's so many to choose from.
That's right. So, and I'm sure there's probably something prior to Gastonia.
And I don't worry about this, because if I'm coming past Siler City and this is down to 5%, I'm just going to swing into Siler City for a splash and go. I'm not going to worry about it. Yes. Siler City over in this area here is always my, backup plan. So, there, Siler City.
Yeah.
And there's a supercharger there. So, but I mean, look at the map. I mean, how could you not feel comfortable making this trip, right? Look at those dots. And even near Mr. Maple, like I said, there is a supercharger in Hendersonville. And this silly car, when we were letting it do all its own calculating, it was trying to send us to Hendersonville every single stinking time. And I'm like, I'm not going the wrong direction to supercharge at the end of the day when I want to head toward the house.
Right.
I'm not doing that. That goes against the grain for me.
Right.
So that's why I had put in Gastonia.
So anyway, I guess I wish Tesla would let you have this level of what if stuff, specific to the car while we're sitting in the house or on our phone app.
Right. So what Don just said is we need a navigation screen simulator for the browser. I want this level of...
Right. Well, this takes into account, I'm sure it's using the default values, but also it does take into account the charge of that Ruby has, and it knows the kilowatts per mile. All those things, I'm thinking it would help refine, because I can tell you I could do that trip and charge exactly like it says, and can make that trip, and it wouldn't be off more than 5 minutes at any one stop.
Right.
I mean, I've seen it. I have been amazed myself when I've left someplace and I've got 200 miles and 2 more charging stops to go, and it predicts what time I'll get home.
And it's super close.
It's within a minute or 2.
Yeah. There have been a couple divas this week on Facebook that have a situation happen to them similar to the one that happened to me when I called you and Kyle for help. They parked somewhere and they had plenty to get to the next supercharger or plenty to get home.
Right.
And they went back to their car and it had subtracted 25 or 30 miles in the short time they were sitting there. And so I want to say in their cases, I think there were enough of them that said they'd seen that it's the current software versus the car doing what Ruby did and rebalancing the batteries at a super inconvenient time.
Right.
And causing me distress. It was only one day in over 8 years, but that was Sam was with me that day and it was a little stressful.
Sure.
Kyle made it better, and then you made it better.
Sure.
Kyle hooked me up with ChargePoint remotely. Yeah. I had to figure out how to plug the car in, and then he got the pedestal going for me.
You had to do the adapter.
I had to do the adapter. Yeah. Never bad to practice that skill, by the way.
That's right. So I guess all I could say is,
we're a go?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It makes for a long day, but getting home at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock.
To midnight.
Is not really...
Yeah, we figure we'll be home. I said 10 with an hour pad. Don's initial guesstimate was midnight. So we'll see when we get home. It really just depends on how much time on the ground at Mr. Maple and at Johnny's, because everything else is...
Right. Yeah, hopefully won't hit some unusual traffic event, because that could have impacted what we do.
Right. Well, if we get to a standstill on 85, we're turning around and coming home. I ain't dealing with that tomorrow.
Yeah, that would be, we'll just go short circuit the trip and go somewhere else.
And I would, because that one day on the way down, we didn't have a choice on the way down to Johnny's, but that was miserable.
Yeah.
But I mean, the car can reroute us.
Yeah.
I've looked at this route before, and occasionally it takes you out 40 toward Asheville more and drops you south.
Right.
I was going to make one other comment about this trip. So the part of this trip where the sightseeing will be pretty is it's really not bad between our house and Greensboro. That's kind of okay. Especially the first part of it, and then from over here and headed this way, this is going to be more mountainous. I realize it's North Carolina mountains, but there's going to be scenery here. It's going to be pretty off in the distance. Not going to be
interstate,
right? It's going to be prettier. So, but this part right here, coming in north of Charlotte down to south of Charlotte, Don will be driving, and I'll still be white knuckled probably.
It'll be a holiday weekend.
And we should be able to see the Carolina Panthers Stadium as we come through, but maybe not. We'll see, because that's like
uptown.
Yeah, we may be. 277 takes you right past the stadium.
Yeah, well,
and we are going to circle just a little north of downtown, but we probably when we're right. That's what Charlotte thinks it is. Yeah, that's right. But Charlotte the Metrolina area, uptown. Okay, sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thanks to Donnie for A, taking me someplace I want to go, and B, for being willing to film something a little special for day 3,000.
Yeah.
So
stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
3,000 more videos to go, baby.
I'm not stopping.
She's not stopping.
I'm not tired. I've got a routine down. Yeah, well, you'd be surprised at all the times we go back and look at stuff that I filmed to help us run our life. Yeah, so there is some value add to that.
It's not all,
So I'll leave out a little extra food for the kitties.
Yeah.
Michelle's always my standby, or even Sam at this point, but I don't think that's necessary, but it's possible.
Sorry.
Don actually didn't sleep good last night. Well, you know what, Donnie?
The dishwasher didn't keep me awake.
Right. So look, if you get up at 6:30 and can't fall back asleep tomorrow, you're just gonna wait. You're just gonna wake me up, and we're gonna go. I'm not gonna fuss. I'm going to look at Japanese maples. We're leaving early.
I need to get that in right.
I might have rolled over this morning. Realized. Ow. Oh God, I hit his watch with my fingers. Love tap. Little love tap.
You don't want to wake her up.
It's not that bad. Just don't do stupid stuff and you won't be in trouble. You won't be in trouble.
Well, I do a lot of stupid stuff, so I'm in trouble a lot.
Yeah, seems to be. The thing is Don sleeps less than me, and he still feels more refreshed. And Don says I'm breathing good when I'm sleeping. I'm not seeming like I have sleep apnea.
Not struggling.
But I sleep longer than him, and then I'm still wore out when I get up. So I don't know. I'd like to fix that. I would somehow like to fix that. Yeah. But at any point, if you're having trouble sleeping tomorrow, let's get up and go.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we'll try to get him a nap. Well, first off, in a few minutes, apparently, even though it's only
12:48.
There, it's too blurry, but it's 12:48. Yeah, even though it's only 12:48. We might let him sleep for a minute while I'm visiting with Johnny. Close his eyes, either in Ruby or in the apartment or something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so. All right, well, I guess we've made up our mind enough that I can tell Johnny it's likely we'll swing in tomorrow if it's good for him.
Yeah, and the weather's supposed to be perfect.
Oh, right. It's going to be 78 here, but it's going to be like 70 in Flat Rock.
Yeah,
it'll feel mountainous over there. It'll feel cooler. Well, Mount Mitchell, North Carolina's already had temperatures down around freezing because we're having such a cool fall.
Mm-hmm.
Early fall this year. We're having September temperatures in August.
Yeah.
The heat has broke early, and it's going to stay that way too. By the way, so it's not coming back. I mean, but you just taking a breath here. Cold early doesn't mean cold later.
Nope.
Although I have heard La Nina or El Nino or something is changing, and we might get snow. They're talking about the increased chance of snow for us this winter.
Yeah.
Well, all I would say is just keep your 5 gallons of fresh gas on hand so you can run my generator if I need it.
There is nothing about the weather or climate that I trust any prediction longer than about 2 hours from now.
Right. Well, I do sort of think the trend to be below normal temps the next 2 weeks, I believe that they can model that well enough.
Yeah, well, Richard's supposed to be like putting on jackets and coats and hoodies and stuff.
Right. It's nice. It's definitely cooled down in the Chicago area.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
I'm jealous.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's been feeling not too bad here.
Not bad. No.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what's going on. On the widescreen over here in Robot, you can see the whole trip better, but you can't see as many steps at a time.
Yeah, but this is the key thing, 9 hours and 26 minutes. So it's 30 minutes faster, at least maybe even 40 minutes faster to take Robot because of the charging efficiency of the Y. It charges at a higher peak charging rate. It gets better, it uses fewer watts per mile, watt hours per mile. So therefore, a kilowatt goes further. So all those things adding up means that the trip would be quicker in Robot. But this is all about Ruby, so we're gonna take Ruby. It's not really the cost that Ruby's free supercharging. That really has very little or nothing to do with it. It's because really I would like to keep the miles down on Ruby a little bit and get the miles up on Robot, because Robot I'm gonna have a hard time getting to 50,000 miles in 4 years. I didn't use all the miles on Jules. I ran out of calendar before I ran out of miles, and normally you run out of miles, but I just don't drive that much, so I actually would rather put miles on Robot.
Well, you have the right to change your mind.
Yeah.
I'll let you ponder it in your head just a little bit more.
Okay.
You know, generally speaking, Ruby's plenty fast enough for me. And I'm saying that all the time, like when we're going down to UNCC and back and we're home in like 7 or 8 hours kind of a thing. I don't know, tomorrow night at 10 or midnight, we might care just one notch more. But I'm going to let Don choose. I really am okay either way. And that's not I'm just, giving lip service to it. That's a genuine, I'm okay either way. What were you looking for?
Well, I went to Best Amenities, and it changed the...
Yeah, it says longer charge stops with open and highly rated restaurants, restrooms, shopping, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to tell you, I'm not sure that I haven't been to this one when I came back through on the Robot thing, and there is no conceivable way I would go to that supercharger if it's the one I'm thinking of.
Sure.
It was at the back of a shopping center, really tight spaces. You're behind the buildings and not in front of them, so like you have to really walk around to get to anything while you're there, and it was slam full, so you can't stay there 1 minute longer than you're charging. So I would say if it's the one I think it was, there's no conceivable way I would stop at that charger.
Yeah, good. No. Well, it's quicker.
It's quicker in Robot. Well, we would have been shocked if it wasn't quicker. It should be quicker in Robot.
Right.
Yep. Now we know what the difference is. We still plan to take Ruby, but Don can change his mind.
Yeah, I'll see. I'll think about it.
I told Don if we decide to take Robot, he can't be 5-minuting me in pennies at the supercharger over how long
That's
we
right.
sit. He has to just
36 or 38 cents a kilowatt, baby.
I don't care.
10 cents a mile.
I don't care. I wouldn't be staying much longer than necessary, but I also don't want him like looking at his wristwatch, looking at his wristwatch, looking at his wrist. No, we're not going to do that.
Not doing that.
Right. No, not allowed to do that. The $3 extra it'll take over what the absolute most minimum amount. It's not fun for me if we have to try to trip it down to the least amount spent possible. I don't want to worry about that on my nice little anniversary, 3,000 anniversary trip. But Don said, it really comes down to FSD.
That's
do
right.
I want to have to be torquing the wheel and dealing with hardware 3 shenanigans, or do I want to drive the car with hardware 4 that won't care if I nag the wheel?
Yeah, because I will have to keep my hand on the wheel all the way until all the way on Ruby, and that's 10 hours and change.
I think you'd be less tired.
Yeah, I'm leaning now more towards taking Robot.
Okay, but this has still been fun.
Yeah. 3,000
video Tesla content of when you've got a hardware 3 and a hardware 4 car.
Yeah.
An older car and an older Tesla and a new Tesla. Which one do you take on your trip when there's all these decision points? Well, I'm sure everybody else will say, well, of course I'm going to take the newer car. But for us, Ruby was always supposed to be the trip car.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're very comfortable in Ruby, and the doors move for me, and I promise not to get too much dirt in Robot. Robot's already hauled dirt. It's not like, oh my God, it's a new car, we can't put bags of dirt in the back. Well,
heaven forbid.
It's the same floor mats. Really, all the dirt gets on the floor. Plus size, we put plastic down back there.
Yeah,
You'd never know we carried dirt and mulch yesterday, but...
Yeah, well, we might put a couple...
a tarp?
Well, not a tarp, but a couple of your pot, things that'll hold the pots upright so they think you're... Because hopefully you won't buy too many.
Right.
But it'll hold them, keep them from falling over. We can put them behind the seat.
Right. Well, behind the seat here is where I would generally put. You mean like a storage tub? So they, yeah, because we've got some storage. If they'll fit between your seat and the back seat.
Right. That's what I was trying. All I was saying is that something like that can hold them upright.
Yeah. Okay. So Don brought us over here to look at the new elementary school, the Bowling Road Elementary School, and yes, that's bowling as in the game. And there it is. Well, I have to say, it's very attractive from the outside.
Yeah, I agree.
Between the tint of the blue on the shades in the window and the awning little playground area there, which I guess they get to climb on the slide while they're waiting for the bus or parent pickup or whatever. My initial impression is it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
And here's the, I guess,
carpool
walking track.
Yeah.
Little field for exercise for gym class, little playground. Playground looks a little small. Might not be the only playground, who knows?
I think I saw another jungle gym. This is like half.
Okay.
Is on the other side. I saw another jungle gym.
It's all fenced in, so if they get out of their classroom, the little kindergartners, first graders, they're
bump into the fence.
There's some protection there, giving adult a chance of time to get up. I have to say, I think that looks pretty good.
Okay, some kind of color system.
Yep, that way you can tell them, go, you're yellow, go to yellow.
Maybe that's for the school bus?
No, that's the parents come through here. That's how the carpool at Vance worked, although they didn't have quite the fancy little cone. Vance being the boys' elementary school. Huh. Well, I have to say, I'm liking the school layouts from what I can see of it.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
And then the middle school's just there on the other side of those trees, which we toured last year when it opened up, but it took the elementary school an extra time.
Yeah.
So nobody's upset about anything going on this road here.
Really?
This isn't the part that's upsetting people. That neighborhood doesn't dump out onto this road, and this isn't the problem. The problem is we turned onto Bowling Road, and then this is dead end in this direction, and the people that live down there can't come and go on this road, and all the people in that development, that brand new development there, they can't leave their house at certain times of the day, and that's the part that's got everybody all worked up. And then I'm just looking over here. You're right. There's another bigger playground over here.
There's somebody playing on the playground.
Yeah, well, we saw a family walking by in the little basketball court. That looks like more of a playground. They probably split it. So this is US Highway 401, and if Don will pause for just a second because there's no one behind us. There's no turn lanes here.
Nope.
And there's no sidewalk here. And so people are very upset about that as well, because, you know, it's basically shutting down traffic on a US highway while so many people turn onto that. You know, I know it's not a restricted access highway in this section, but to have people hanging out in the street waiting for that turn, I'd like to see a state law that says that, you know, carpool parents or whatever are not allowed. If you can't get where you need to be, like if you can't make that turn, you don't get to stop in the lane of traffic on a US highway. You have to turn around and come back. You have to do something else. Because this other spot on the way to Garner's the same way. We would get stuck in that lane sometimes for 5 minutes trying, because the parents were in the carpool lane and they wouldn't clear the US highway passage, the lane. They wouldn't get out. They couldn't and wouldn't get out of the way, and didn't. And I would go so far as to say also didn't care. It's 80. The splash pad's open. There's a few families here, not like we've seen all summer though, but enough to have it open. And I don't know if today's the last day or tomorrow's the last day, but one of them is the last day. So I think it's open through Labor Day weekend.
I agree.
And some years it's still stinking hot. At 80 degrees today with a little wind gust, the kids are probably a little chilly. You know, us North Carolina people, that would get to be chilly for us. So we're headed to the UPS store and Walmart. I didn't know I needed one of the kinds of dry cat chow, the kind we mix in with the high test stuff. So we're gonna go drop by Walmart too. We're just out doing pogo and, you know, piddling, driving around town for a minute. I was too slow with the camera, but we've passed 2 cyber trucks in the last minute, and one of them was parked along the street back there. The license plate was Moon Rover. I think it was MOONROVR, and it had some celestial stickers on it. It wasn't wrapped, but it had some nice quality stickers. Stickers I could see me, appliques, what do you call it? I could see me putting those on my Cybertruck. It was nice.
Yeah,
Nice,
they were big
nice,
stickers,
nicely
like
done.
Vinyl stickers.
Yeah. Yeah, the kind of things Tesla Bro would make for you to put on racing stripe quality, I guess is what I'll say. But that's 2 in less than a minute in Fuquay. I'm liking it. Didn't say before, but a shout out to our friend Adam, who has upgraded to a Cybertruck this past week. And congratulations on your new car.
Yeah, I think I helped pick a name out.
Yeah, we had suggestions. It's not doing anything for my continued desire for us to have one, but I'm trying to chill. I'm trying, not too successfully. This is the 3rd time in 2 days that Dawn and I have experienced our cars allowing other cars to get out, realizing that cars are trying to merge and letting them do so.
Yeah, and without any, I mean, stops plenty obvious. The one yesterday was a little surprising. This one's even more obvious, but the one yesterday was pretty obvious. I said, is she really going to let that car out? And she did.
Yep.
You know, it's because she stopped plenty of a gap. You know, well, we got her some little hand wave. That's not bad.
Hopefully the car felt like they got an atta girl.
Yeah. She's doing a little hesitation.
Whoa.
She did a little hesitation, but I think she's going to go. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything. She knows she needs to go, I think. She hasn't given up yet. She's trying to decide.
But let's not put us in the creek, turning the wheel too far.
I'm going to give her another 10 seconds. Okay. I guess she's not going to. I'm going to just touch the accelerator. I just touched the accelerator a second time. Okay. So she was the contrast, the light, it's just tough on her. I'm just going to tell you.
So we have the socket set that was at Johnny's father's house. We met Sam and got that, and I got the cat food I needed. Dawn's going to wash Robot's front windshield, or a windshield, so that we have, you know, clear visibility tomorrow. I guess that tells you we decided we're taking Robot.
Yeah, I think so.
I got a water, because I didn't ever get outside to do any watering this morning, not even the cat bowls.
I watered my plants.
There's plenty of water in the cat bowls. It's just, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. I would skip today and just go do what I need to do, but since I'm not going to be able to do it tomorrow morning, I got to do it today. Now I'm going to make lasagna. And anyway, what else you got to do? You got to make sure Johnny's tools don't rattle, because they rattled all the way over here. And
right, you could put air in the tires.
Air in the tires. Yeah. There's the lasagna.